Here at the port of Juba, capital of the independent state of South Sudan, hundreds of South Sudanese who returned home from the north are facing a new future. Many say they were harassed by their neighbors after the 2011 referendum, in which the population voted for South Sudan to separate from Sudan. 25-year-old Zainab Sabat came from Khartoum with her one daughter and her family. Tens of thousands of South Sudanese began a perilous journey by train, bus or barge from Khartoum and other parts of Sudan. And many traveled some 1,200 kilometers along the Nile to Juba. In 2011, a surge in the flow of returnees prompted the Central Emergency Response Fund, or CERF, to release $23 million to support the returnees, which was allocated to UN agencies. A portion of the funds are being used by the International Organization for Migration to provide returnees free transport for people and their belongings across the Nile.
We offload all the luggage barges, we load them onto trucks, and for those returnees that are not residing in Juba but are traveling on to either Western Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria or one of the more northern states, we transport them on a daily basis to and from the way station.
Depending on the day, Juba port may harbor over 1,000 people. Many returnees start small businesses to survive or live on food aid. But the port is not suited for prolonged stays. The United Nations Children's Fund has used CERF money to provide clean drinking water and sanitation for returnees.
The CERF money from UNICEF covered the fencing of these facilities, the latrine facilities, and it has also covered the management of this place, which includes paying for the chemicals, paying for the people cleaning the latrines, and the buckets, and supplying also water that everyday people use in the latrines.
And these measures have prevented potential outbreaks of cholera.
We have been positioning ourselves to make sure that we are ready to act in case there is an increasing number of diarrhea cases, and also with numbers of, if there is outbreak of cholera, we are always prepared.
To avoid congestion at Juba port, returnees are encouraged not to linger for long. They are transferred to a transit center, known as a way station. 60-year-old John Abadi has been waiting 2 weeks for his belongings, and he's ready to leave.
I'm coming from Khartoum because I'm be here for 15 days or 18 days.
UNHCR, the UN's refugee agency, manages the Juba way station on the outskirts of the city. Here, returnees are receiving accommodation and hot meals, as well as basic medical assistance. And these activities were funded by the CERF. The way stations are a place for respite before the final leg of the journey home. For many, the entire voyage lasts as many as 5 months. Reflecting on the operation, a UNHCR spokesman believes that CERF funds have made a difference, especially as many areas in which returnees settle are poorly developed.
For instance, CERF money has been used to drill over 110 boreholes, bringing clean water to communities that didn't have it in the past. So we try to assist with CERF money and other funding to build up those resources so that when people come back home, they're actually seen as a benefit to the returnee host communities that they're coming back to.
Among the returnees is 45-year-old Poibe Barawas. She came with her family some time ago and was allocated a piece of land by a community near Juba, and she feels at home. Even though during drought and food shortages life can be tough, but she's not going back to Khartoum. UNHCR, together with UNICEF and IOM, have helped the government of South Sudan to relocate some 365,000 returnees from Sudan since October 2010. An estimated 700,000 people still await their turn.